Hi there, Dave here, that foreign bloke in Flen in Sweden. If you watch my last video, you will see that we just got back to Sweden from Thailand after a very long time. Well, there was rather a lot to take in when we got back. Apart from the obvious overgrown wild garden, wild hedge, wild everything, weeds coming out of our ears, there was some quite visible damage. We had a break-in in the garage. We had two key boxes smashed off the thing and broken. Now neither of them contained a key. In fact, this one here used to contain a key to the house, but we have an electronic lock, so that was not a problem. The one over there used to contain a key to the garage. Anyway, there was damage inside. A door was damaged. Looks like they came in through the window. There's a water butt here that was at the side of a window. It's all very much unknown at the minute. I can't find anything missing anywhere apart from one laptop that I'm not even sure I know where it was. But I did have two, and I'm trying to sort out where are they. Now that's just part of the problem. The next problem is the water company came to turn the water back on, and when he opened it, he said he'd open it gently to see what happens, and when he opened it, it just came squirting out of the water meter. Now it turns out that the water meter is a wet meter, so it always has some water in it, and he says if they're not in a temperature controlled environment, they will often break. Now it's been like this before and not done it, so I don't know why this time, but we might have had some particularly cold weather. Who knows? So we're without water at the minute. He's going to try and come back tomorrow, put a new water meter on, and that will or will not be the end of that problem. I mean, we haven't seen if there's any damage anywhere else, but there shouldn't be because I emptied all the water out. But it does stay water in the water meter, he says. For some reason, that's how they work. So that's the next problem. Obviously, I've got to fix the front door because I can't get that sorted. We've got no internet, which I knew about, or I thought I knew about when one of my PCs went offline. Now that whether that was when the internet got cut off or when this break-in happened, but it seems to be it was a very long time ago that they went offline. As I say, at the minute I have no idea. I just I'm sort of like up to there. I haven't slept. We've on a 26-hour journey today. It's all a bit much. What I've got is a car, thankfully. Been to pick that up today. I've only got that for a couple of weeks. I'm still trying to sort out a long-term solution that I normally do, but it's a bit hard at the minute. So there's an awful lot of things, too much that I can't even remember what to tell you at the minute. Oh yeah, I found why we're using so much electricity. One of our freezers is packed in, so it was rather stinking with food and everything. I need to get that sorted. Basically, I don't know why, I think it's just packed in, but it was trying constantly to freeze, and that was using a lot of electricity, so I've just pulled the plug out. All the stuff is rotten, stinking, run all over the floor. Again, bit of a problem because I can pull all that out, I can take the old freezer out, I can bring it outside ready to take to the tip, but I haven't got any water to mop the floor and what have you, and there's like blood and stuff, you know, from dried meat, from melted meat and things. So that's a bit of a hassle. So all in all, there's a hell of a lot to do here. So I'm now going to go and get water in a couple of containers from the water companies. They have a place where you can just go and fill up. So I'm going to do that. And then I might have a cup of tea. I'm absolutely done in. And see where we get to. Alright, we go up here and see if we can fill these two water containers. So we've got something to drink and wash with and whatever. Not sure where we can go and have a shower after all this time, but yeah, we'll come to that when we do. Anyway, I should not be filming while I'm driving because I'm a bit out of the habit of driving a left-hand drive car now after 2 years, so that'll be focusing on what I'm doing. Right, I got a couple of thingies of water, but then I realised that the tappy thing that it's like one of these, but it's got a tap on it, that we used to use, was broken. So I need to buy another one because we haven't used those water containers for quite a while. We used to go and fetch our drinking water before they redid our drinking water, and we got it from another place, and it was much better because it used to be pretty horrible, our water here. But anyway, I'm going to go in the shop here at Ica. This is the exciting town centre of Flern. It's a bit of a hole, to be honest with you, but there are a few shops, and that's one of them. So I'm going to go in there and get that, and then I can go and use the water. Okay, good morning. First full day back here in Sweden, and an awful lot to do. I am, as you can see, I'm sitting in my rather messy office at the minute, and it is only 6:47 in the morning. I've been up for about 3 hours, obviously with jet lag and what have you. I'm tired, but we had some breakfast. Given Joe a lift out to the forest to do her thing and work, and I'm going to set about starting to get something looking like ordered here. First things first, I'm going to get the hedge trimmer out and start on the hedges. The hedges are absolutely massive, and not only are they extremely tall, they stick out into the road, which is not good, and it's rather tight getting in, both for the car and to walk in. You can hardly walk through them, so there's quite a lot of that to do. Obviously I won't be able to do all that in one go. I normally do the whole hedge twice a year, and then after my stroke, it would take me 2 or 3 goes instead of doing it in one day. So I'm going to get on with it, do a bit, see how it goes. I'm waiting, hoping that the waterman will be able to fix the water, and we will be able to get water on today, so I can have a proper shower. I had a bit of a wash in cold water last night that I fetched in the containers, as you know. But yeah, anyway, we get on and see how it goes. And this is the starting scenario on this side of the house. Right, I've done what I'm doing for the time being on the hedge trimming and what have you. It's going to be a long job fixing the hedge and the garden and everything, but it's a start. And now Joe wanted me to bring her some mama noodles, so she's in the forest not far from home, only a 5-minute drive. So she wanted me to take her some buckets as well, because she's I think she's filled her buckets with mushrooms already. So I got some buckets for her down there, and I've also got her mama noodles, so she can eat them for her lunch and carry on foraging. So let's see where we can find her. Right, she should be here somewhere, not far away. Oh, there she is, I can see her there. There she there she goes, off with her bucket and her noodles to pick some more. I've got these to take back to the house. So I never showed you yesterday, but this is the water station that I came to yesterday to fill up the water. Obviously, we still haven't got any water. We had a new water meter, but I need a plumber, and unfortunately it's a very hard thing to find, and it's a Friday afternoon, so I'm not likely to get anything done before Monday. So back and forth, tanks of water, jugs of water. Not very convenient, but we manage anyway. Okay, Saturday morning, and I've come in. We're on our way to the forest, or Joe is anyway. I'm just taking it, but I need to buy a couple of these because unfortunately we are locked out of our store room. But Joe's daughter's got the key, but she's coming later on today, so we'll be able to go in then. But I'm gonna have to have one of these cheapy plastic ones for the time being. So all good. This shop is called VideoPad. It's in Katrineholm, which is about 15 minutes away from us, and they sell all sorts of stuff, cheap, but not cheap by Swedish standards, but pretty good actually. I buy a lot of stuff here, and it's all right. Anyway, this is VideoPad. They've got a lot of tools, things for cars, household, electrical, that kind of thing. I'm going to get a couple more locking things for the door, because the ones I got weren't the right sort yesterday. Okay, she's off to another forest, and I'm off back to the house to start work on the next bit of hedge trimming, etc, etc. I bought some more locking bolts for the door that was jimmied open, that was damaged. I need to buy some filler as well and fill it in where it's been damaged, and I need to put an alarm contact on that door as well. I've never had an alarm contact on that door because we've got a PIR and a camera in the room, but they seem to not be working, which is great when you need them. But anyway, it all needs to be sorted in due course. Yeah, the garden jungle. But my stepdaughter is coming later to help her mother, and she's bringing her other half with her, so I might get a bit of help. We shall see. Okay, I've been back a while, and I've been trying to sort out internet here. Basically, I did have an ADSL connection before, which my company paid for, and there is fibre out in the street, but they want some ridiculous amount of money to connect it. This is my home office, by the way. Very messy at the minute. So I have a 4G router, which it's a proper Ethernet router, the same as I've got on the farm, actually, the same sort of router anyway. So I was using that. Well, first of all, it kept dropping the signal, but I managed to fix that by doing some firmware upgrades and what have you. And it works okay, but it doesn't work very well in here. So this room is where the internet came in before, so everything is wired up via here. So I had to sort of redo a little bit, but I've got it all working now. I will log on and show you. So I've got internet, Ethernet, and there is a Wi-Fi as well connection. The speed is not great, but that's only to be expected on a wireless. Sorry, on a 4G connection. I did a few tests, and I was getting about the same speed as I get on the farm. It's a bit slower at the minute. However, I'm going to get another SIM card from a different operator, which I think will have a better outcome than this one. I'm getting the better signal now, but the speed is still pretty crap. It's roughly what I get on the farm or thereabouts, but not as good. So that's the story of my internet connection. I am now going to go out and start trimming hedges. I still haven't started on the hedge, but what I have managed to do, is fix this fridge freezer. We've been using it before and it was fine, but when I moved it, the door for the freezer at the bottom wouldn't close. So I've taken the doors off and I've adjusted it. It's still a bit iffy, but I think it's from moving it and lifting it on my own. Anyway, as I had found out which was the damaged freezer, or rather which freezer was using all the electric, because the one that stood here before was stinking and rotten and was using all the electric. I didn't have any use for my meter at the as I thought I would, trying to investigate the high electricity bill. Unfortunately, as you can see, it's a rather nasty stain there on the floor which we haven't managed to get out, but I will try and sort that again. I've cleaned up at least, but anyway, I've got this one working now, and I've switched it on. The door's still a little bit iffy, but it's a lot better than it was, because it does actually shut. And I'm going to test it out and see how it's going. At the minute, it's used for just under 4 minutes. It's used 1/1000th of a kilowatt hour. So I'm going to work it out a bit later on, see what it uses in the longer term, and see whether it's worth using that or not. Okay, so I still haven't started doing the hedge, but I'm going to do it in a soon while. I just popped down to town. This is Willie's supermarket now. I normally go to the one in Katrina Home. This local one was a lot smaller before, but they've expanded it. They started doing it just before we left, and now it is as big, if not as, could be bigger than the one in Katrina Home, but it's certainly as big. So that is rather interesting. Okay, well, underway on the big section. I'm going to try and do the outside and the top as best I can. First, the inside will be a bit difficult because it's so long grass as well, but all things in good time. At least I've got some help today. There's Sebastian. Sebastian is Joe's future son-in-law, or Joe's daughter's other half, so he's helping me. Anyway, it's a nice day, so we get on with it.
The next morning.
Sunday morning, and we are booked in for our vaccination, COVID-19 vaccination. We are getting the Moderna jab, so that's what we're gonna do. There she is, all dosed, first dose Moderna as well, so we're gonna book our second one now, 6 to 8 weeks. When we get out from here. Okay, first dose done. Okay, all good. Done, dusted and booked in for our second jab on the 28th of August. So yeah, efficient. We've done a bit of grocery shopping as well. And now we're back at the house, facing the mammoth tasks ahead of us. Okay, another day, another forest. I am gonna I've just dropped Jo off. She's going foraging, and I'm going to head back that way and go and have a rest. I'm feeling it a little bit today. Didn't sleep very well last night. My knee is giving me a lot of problems at the minute. So I'm going to go home and chill out, and then I suppose I'll be back on the hedge trimming. It's a never-ending story. Well, I just started doing this part of the fence. I needed to move the car out because Joe's daughter and Sebastian, they're out and it's blocked in. But I just noticed there are raspberries in the hedge. Now, the thing is that we have a raspberry plantation behind there, but it's such a jungle you can't see it. But these have obviously sprouted through from back there, so in there, not sure if you'll even see it in all that mess, but there is actually a raspberry area where we grow raspberries normally. Okay, well, this is going to be the end of my day. I'm not doing any more, but I've done this part of the hedge now, and yeah, it's still a bloody mess inside, but at least it's presenting a little better face out to the world, so it doesn't look quite so bad. Obviously a long way to go until it looks anything like it used to do in its former glory, like this. But I can only do so much, so it's another small step in the right direction anyway, so we're getting there. There's an awful lot to do. I had another fridge freezers packed in, so it's kind of a bit of a tough old time, but we're getting there slowly.